Right now I'm in the playground, um, waiting for them to say it's okay. You can go back in the pool because they just put in a fresh batch of chlorine in there. So that's where I am in the park, waiting for the pool. Just waiting in the park. Well, really, playground. Um, I decided I was going to keep my name because, you know, it's not Papa's fault that, I decided to be a spoiled brat. Uh, I wasn't raised to be a spoiled brat by my own father. I wasn't raised to be, my mother and father did not raise me to be a spoiled brat. So, it's just simple. When they tell you to stop, you just stop. It's simple. You don't do anything just to get kicked out. You just get control of yourself and think. I may not have missed out on that, close bond, if I had just gotten my studies out of the way and just did what my mother and father told me to, respected them and honored them to begin with. You know, I might, all I had to do was close my mouth when they told me to close my mouth and not act like this was some television show. I'm not even mad at Grandma and Papa. I can't even say another bad word about them just because they died when I was a kid, when I was still a kid mentally. I couldn't even tell that the talking was something that was holding me back. I didn't know I was distracting myself. I would like sort of give anything to have them back. You know, I would take back every disrespectful thing that I've done in order to have that close bond that I wanted to have with Grandma and Papa. If I if I could go back to when I was little, I would definitely stop when my parents told me to stop. I would definitely, you know, just come when they called me instead of just coming with all the extra shenanigans, which is as bad as not coming at all. 'Cause I used to do that. Because I was very defiant as a kid, trying to get the last word. Had that nobody tells me what to do attitude. Every time I was supposed to close my mouth. But we've gotten that from television. That's the thing. As a kid, um, as a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. All my men and women in body of Christ, y'all know the rest. Hey, this horse ain't really fitting on nothing. Y'all see Mr. Horsey? Yeah. And it took me a lot of, okay, I see you, sister. Young queen. Young queen. Get it, princess. it took a lot of self-control, a lot of forgiveness, a lot of self-control to forgive myself. If I wasn't so disobedient, I might have had that close relationship with grandma and papa, you know, and other things that I wanted. But the main thing I wanted was a close relationship with grandma and papa. But, and the consequences were worse than that, That's how far things go when you don't close your mouth and when you don't stop when your parents tell you to stop, you know. I do understand the gravity of my bad choices. And I love my parents even more now that I've grown up, you know. That's the thing about growing up. You want to go back to your old ways now that the things that you want don't exist anymore. Growing up is just in the past. It took me a lot of self-control to just forgive myself and leave those pity parties behind me. Because what I did not know is that those pity parties were part of, talking back. Running my mouth when I didn't have to. I wasn't raised like that. I'm just gonna. I'll be there in a minute. Alright. Where the heck were we? Where the heck were we? Um, so it took a lot of forgiveness, you know, and it took a lot of self-control, you know, to forgive myself because as my last grandparent died, I was really very angry with myself, and you know, that's the thing. We get very, very angry with ourselves or we shouldn't say angry, frustrated with ourselves, and then we forget to control ourselves, and that's when we get worse and worse. We're frustrated with ourselves because of the things we, distracted ourselves from. I realize and understand that, it's important that, that closing your mouth is important. And listening to your mother and father and honoring them. As I was saying, listening to your mother and father is a very important thing to do. You know, I understand the gravity of what I did, and I take full responsibility for it. You know, I'm also thankful for my good friend Susan. That had I not lived in Rahway, you know, I would not have met Susan. You know, y'all remember Samson? Yeah, that's his mama. You know, and she's always treated me like a grandson. I've known it for like 10 years since I wanted to be closer with my own grandma and my grandfather, which I was named after. But because I was, just a kid, that never happened. I'm not sure they even like me, but it is what it is. It's very painful seeing how childish I was. And if I controlled myself like a normal and gave people a normal day and hadn't given my parents gray hair with a lot of drama and making trouble, I could have actually got there. So many people were trying to help me, but I didn't want to listen. In fact, I yelled and screamed and hollered and carried on just when they were trying to help, just for them trying to help me. That that was just, I guess, my immature way of trying to thank them for helping me. Gave my parents a full head of gray hair. What I did wasn't nice, and I understand the gravity of what I did. You know, you know, the thing with that selfish attitude, realizing what you did, is you know, but it's in the past. I love grandma and papa even more, even though they're probably still looking down at me, thinking he's a spoiled little brat, and he'll always be that spoiled little brat. You know, we were never close, but, but when your parents tell you to drop it, you just drop it. It's not even worth talking back. It's gonna get me cool. By the time this is uploaded, I'll be in the shower. Gotta go. Talk to y'all later.